We still hustle daily. What's up, Hustle Nation? Welcome back to another video. Got another story time for you guys. Apparently this lady had suffered something dealing with her eye, some type of irritation, some type of infection with her eye. We're about to figure this out. So this has been going on for a couple of months, but we're about to get right into the video. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all for y'all support. Make sure y'all follow both Storytime channels. We Still Hustle Daily and We Still Hustle Daily too. Look like she got some plastic over there now. Oh man, I did a video like this, but it was from like some soap that a girl used, but that was like burns on her face. So I'm not sure what's going on here with this lady's eye, but we're about to find out. We're just gonna finish watching this little clip right here. But make sure y'all like the video. We about to get right into it, and make sure y'all subscribe to both Storytime channels. All right, so let's get right into it and see what happened to this lady right here. What happened to her eye?
A lot of people had questions about why I suture the eye shut for a year, and I thought I'd try to explain it the best I could with the information my doctor gave me, as well as things I researched on my own. So we are dealing with a wound now, and the medicine that is around the eye, the infection is gone, but the medicine that is around the eye is to promote the skin growth. Help it out just a little bit because it's a lot of work to be done. It's also forming scar tissue, and as I said in other videos, that the skin is just tight around the eye, and it is because it is forming scar tissue, and scar tissue like shrinks everything. And that is what is happening to this top lid. It's shrinking more and more, and it's not closing. It's not really even blinking anymore. And it really needs a graft, but until the scar tissue
Dang, it's not blinking no more. I was looking and I was saying I was looking and I didn't see it blink.
heals, a graft won't take. It will just die. So it takes scar tissue about 6 months to a year or better to fully heal. And that is why it will probably be a really good idea to stitch it shut until everything completely heals, because my eye will be exposed, especially if the eyelid continues to shrink. It'll just be exposed to everything. And it's kind of like a situation like if you do or if you don't. But yeah, I hope that helps. So today is the day, guys. Today they will be sewing my eye shut for a year. I still can't believe that's happening.
She said shutting it.
I know a few people say get up.
She said shutting it for a whole year? Oh man.
Second opinion, and I'm trying to be quiet, y'all. It's just nothing but curtains in here. I'm trying to be quiet. I know a few people say get a second opinion, and honestly, I've seen 4 doctors throughout the situation, and the doctor I have now I've seen all my progress with him, and he's always shown me that he cares how it turns out for me, and that's rare, honestly. He held off on it to see what my body can do on its own, plus my eye wasn't in distress, and now it is, and she just needs a little help, so we're gonna get her some help. I can't believe it's for a year though. So yeah, it's later lefty for now, but I'm ready to get this over with. I'm starving. I'm hungry. It is 1 p.m. here, and I'm starving. Story time. So January 19th, I woke up at 3 a.m. in the morning in pain. The pain started here, right where the wound is the deepest. And it started out as a little red dot. At first I thought it was like, I have sensitive skin, so at first I thought it was a skin irritation. And I did clean it and rinse it with cool water and laid down with every intention on going back to sleep, but the pain got worse. It got so much worse. And within the hour I was back in the mirror, and this part down here was swelling. So I called my mom and told her, I think I got bit by something. I'm having an allergic reaction. I'm about to go to the hospital. By the time I see the doctor, the swelling is all the way around and the pain is excruciating. I did tell him I think I was bit by something and I'm having an allergic reaction. And he looks at me and he says, you have cellulitis. And he prescribes me clindamycin and tells me to take ibuprofen and Tylenol for pain. I did end up calling him back like a few hours later asking for something for pain because the pain was unbearable at that point. It's this burning sharp pain and it's no breaks. It just keeps going. It doesn't stop. But they said I just had to let the antibiotics work. So the next morning, I found an eye specialist and I make an appointment. They see me the same day. The person that comes in and does like the eye pressure and stuff like that, I don't know what you call them, but she asked me, did they give me a CT? And I was like, no, but that stuck in my brain, so I looked it up later. And apparently with certain types of cellulitis, you get a CT, especially if it's a lot of swelling. And at this point, the next day, the swelling was from the top of the eye all the way to right here. Like, all of this is swollen and it's still swelling, and the pain is crazy. But the doctor comes in and he pries my eye open, and that hurted so much. But he pries my eye open and looks in it. He was like, well, the eye looks fine for now. And he said, yeah, you have cellulitis, but he has you on the right antibiotics. And to come back in a couple days, he's like, no, don't come back in a couple days. Just call us and let us know how you're doing. So apparently the situation was only supposed to last a few days. I don't know, but the vibe I was getting was he didn't care how it worked out for me.
That's what it sounded like. It sounded like he just...
I was also denied pain meds again and told that the antibiotics just had to do their job. So the swelling continued. So after being denied pain meds by 2 different doctors, I kind of gave up on that and thought to myself, eventually the antibiotics do have to work. So the first week was excruciating, nonstop pain. I didn't eat, I didn't sleep. I took so many over-the-counters, so many different brands, and I thought I'd take myself out. I took so much medicine and I got no relief at all. There was also other sensations of like acid being poured on my face, like it just running down my face under my skin. It was just horrible. It felt like nerves were dying too, because I remember like touching my eyebrow or something and it felt like it was down here somewhere. It was so weird. By Thursday is when I noticed the discoloration, and I thought maybe swelling can give you a black eye, but I also still thought it was rude. I thought it was weird because it was the outline, and I was like, that's strange, but okay, maybe the swell, that's where the swelling started, so maybe. By the weekend, I noticed that wasn't the case. I was looking at my skin and it wasn't like a bruise. It was this deep, dark, black, that's just not a bruise. I knew the skin wasn't alive anymore. I knew it. So I did call that doctor back. It was the weekend at that point, so I did call that doctor back Monday, and they couldn't get me in, so I had to call somebody else. And she looked at me and she said, you need a specialist, and I'm not a specialist. So at this point, I'm discouraged again. But the specialist is was 3 floors up from where she was. No, 6. Yeah, that doesn't matter. But he saw me the same day. He ordered the test. He ordered the CT, all the things so we can figure out what was going on. I know a lot of people ask why I wasn't in the hospital, and basically because by the time I seen the right doctor, my antibiotics were already starting to work. They was already working. I wasn't in excruciating pain anymore, so that means that they were working. But he did give me a topical antibiotic as well as a steroid. And these symptoms for the antibiotics, I don't know if it was the antibiotics or the steroids or the infection, but I got fatigue like I never felt before. Like I was just drained, tired. Standing up for more than 10 minutes would make me feel like I'm about to pass out. My skin dried from head to toe, my hair, everything. No matter how much moisturizer I used, it was just dry, flaky. The palms of my hands and feet just peeling off in huge chunks. It was horrible. I felt disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. My eye was swollen shut for like 3 weeks. People asked, was the infection on the inside as well as the outside, and it was. The eyelids were just so thick. I can't explain how thick they were, but I used to have to open my eye and clean out all this gunk. It was a lot of it. It would cover the entire eyeball. Every day, looking in the mirror became like my worst fear. It was just like this big chunk of dead flesh on my skin. Please don't hit my car. Also, when it opened, I thought I would have some nerve damage because it would close on its own sometimes. It also didn't move like this one. And as the wound started to retract, it started to shrink, and it really didn't move like the other one. I thought I would have nerve damage throughout my face as well. I would feel fluid moving. It wasn't burning anymore, like it wasn't painful anymore, but still I felt fluid moving in my face. And I kind of figured it was like a hole or something in there somewhere. But when they packed it, the first time they packed it, that's when that feeling stopped. And I was like, apparently it was a hole, but I didn't know that the skin was gone all the way down to the muscle. So yeah, it was probably some way fluid was just draining down in there. And there's a video, the first video of the packing with the fluid in there, and that is an overactive tear duct. And it's still very overactive, and I have to kind of tilt my head like a teacup so the tears can run out. Yeah, it's a process. I've got so many obstacles right now, but we working through it. And this is week 17, and we are coming up on 4 months on the 19th. But I think we're doing good. And that is it for now.
What she said, 17 months? That's a long time for your eye to be looking like that. Hopefully they can figure out what's going on with her, and it actually gets better, man. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if she need to go to more doctors or another something. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. And obviously she doesn't know exactly what happened. It's just some random infection, you know? But hopefully she can get a hold of this thing. Y'all let me know if y'all have seen something like this before. Comment below. But yeah, man. Hopefully they gotta figure that shit out. 17 weeks is crazy for your eye to be like that. You know? I think so. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rock with me, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. Catch y'all on the next one. It's your boy Ray. Big play!